All right, class, good morning. Today is Wednesday, February the 9th. Okay, Wednesday, February the 9th. And we are going to do the warm up, after which we're going to finish the cut and paste activity from yesterday. We need to make sure that we submit that assignment. This assignment has to be submitted. And we're also putting this in our interactive notebook. And it's going to go on page 8. It's going to go on page 9. Then we're going to do another little sheet on comparing functions. Well, comparing slope and y-intercept. Comparing m and b, that's slope, and b is y-intercept. M is slope, b is y-intercept. Okay? I'm debating whether or not we're going to submit this. I think that we are going to submit this. We'll submit this on Friday. Yeah, we need to submit that. But we're also going to put this in our notebook on page 10. Okay? Our homework for tonight, it's Wednesday homework. I'm going to create a homework help video. And I'm going to send that to you in Remind and also post that on Canvas. You need to work on iReady. Do not forget that your iReady project, we keep writing it, is due February the 18th, okay? Please, if you haven't even started on that, you need to be working on it. You need to start, okay? Questions, comments, or concerns? Let's write in our planner. Anybody still copying this? Please let me know so I can just pause. Okay, I'll pause. All right, let's write in our planner our homework for today, and that we have a homework help video. Today's Wednesday, the 9th. Okay. My other class is in blue. I'm just writing us in pencil. We have Math 8. We don't have, remember, this is not us in blue. Math 8 homework, and you have a help video. This is us, Math 8. Please, if you did your homework yesterday, go back and check off that you did your homework. None of us came to tutoring in this class. So nobody should check off the tutoring. Nobody showed up for tutoring in this class. In my other class, yes, but not in this class. Don't forget about tutoring. It is a great way to get some extra credit, okay? Don't forget about your quiz on Friday, and that your assignments are due. Math 8 assignments are due on Friday, okay? So if you didn't get a chance to submit work throughout the week, you do have the opportunity the first few minutes of class to submit assignments on Friday. All right, anyone still writing? Okay, put your planner away, please. We're gonna work on the warm up. We'll go over the warm up. You should have already worked on that when you first came in. Okay, so now I'm gonna go over it. Okay. All right, the first one says, the first problem, what is the distance between the y-intercept of the two functions? So we're going to find the y-intercept of each one of these functions, and then we are going to subtract them. Subtract to figure out the difference. Difference means, distance. We're going to figure out how far they are apart from each other, okay? So we're still going to use subtraction to figure that out. All right, so here we go. The y-intercept of this first function right here. Which one of these numbers is the y-intercept? 7 or -4? -4. Remember, 7, the number that's attached to the variable x, is the slope. We're looking for the y-intercept, which is -4. Okay. So now we're looking at the table. We don't see where x is equal to 0. That's how we can identify what the y-intercept is. So we need to work backwards to figure out what was the y value when x is equal to 0. So let's figure out the slope first. We're going to pick 2 points and we're going to figure out what the slope, so we can work backwards to figure out what x was when what y was when x is equal to 0. All right, so let's use the first 2 points because those are the smaller numbers. Let's use 2 and 17. And again, we're finding the slope. And 5 and 32. We're going to pick those first 2 points. We're going to find the slope, label the point. This is x1, y1, my first point. This is x2, y2, my second point. I'm going to use the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We're going to substitute these numbers into the formula to figure out the slope, how much is going up every single time, okay? So let's do this. So we have on the top, what number minus what number are we going to put on the top? What minus what? 32 minus 17. And then what 2 numbers are we going to subtract on the bottom? 5 minus 2. Good job. So on the top, what's 32 minus 17? We got 15 on the top. And what on the bottom? 3. And so the slope here is going to be what? What's 15 divided by 3? 5. Slope is going to be 5. So it's going up by 5 every single time, okay? It's going up by 5. Okay, a couple ways we can go backwards to figure out what it is when it's at 1 and then when it's at 0. So let's do that, okay? Because that might be easier for some people. So what would it be at 1? If we're working backwards, instead of adding 5, we're going to subtract 5. So at 1, what would it be? We got 17 minus 5. What's 17? We could do that in our head, some of us. What's 17 times 5? 17 minus 5. We got 12. So at 1, it's 12. So now working backwards again, what would it be at 0? So we're going to subtract 12. We're going to subtract 5 again. What is 12 minus 5? 7. Okay. So look, this is going to be 7 is going to be our B. So B here is equal to 7. Okay. All right, so now how far are these numbers away from each other? If we're on the y-intercept, so we're going from -4 all the way up to 7. How many spaces is it from -4 to 7? How far apart? What's the distance between this? If this is from here, from 0 to -4, this is 4 spaces and 11, okay? Because from 0 to 7 is going to be 7 spaces. So when we add 7 plus 4, that gives us 11. So the distance is going to be 11. It's going to be 11 spaces or units, whatever you want to say there. Any questions about how we got 11 as our answer? Tongue tied today, y'all. I'll pause for the calls, give you a chance to write.
And at the end of the quarter, with her instructional videos, the way she had them placed on her canvas, when Mama calls during the last week of the quarter and says, "What can I do to get up?"
Okay, so here we go, great people. Shopper 1 is spending money. This is the equation for shopper 1, okay? At a rate of, and look, it tells you what the rate is. The number that's attached to X is going to be your rate. It's written in slope intercept form, Y equals MX plus B. There's no B here, so the starting amount is 0. So our M for shopper 1 is minus 75. That means they're spending $75, okay? Shopper 2 is spending the money. Rate of change is described below. Notice how the line is going down. Okay, the line is going down. So we're going to have to find the slope. Okay, we're going to have to find the slope. And I need to zoom in so I can actually see what those 2 points are, because they are kind of hard to read. All right, so let's see if we can pick out these 2 points here so we can find the slope. This is 1, and we're going up. It looks like this is at 200. Okay, so this is 1 hour, and then $200 is left in the wallet. Okay, poor thing. And this is 2, looks like it's 2 comma, and that looks like $100 is left in the wallet. So basically, how much money is spent from 1 hour to the next hour? If $200 was left in the first hour, and then $100 was left in the second hour, what's the rate that it's decreasing by? 100. And if you still don't know, then you use the slope formula: y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is your x1 y1 first point, x2 y2 second point. And let me give you a second to process and copy this down, okay? Because I said that kind of fast. Good. All right, let's look at it. Okay, so on the top, what are we going to subtract? What's y2 minus y1? What minus what? 100 minus the 200. And on the bottom, what are we going to subtract? On the bottom, 2 minus 1. Good job. So on the top, what's 100 minus the 200? A negative 100. And on the bottom, what's 2 minus 1? So it's decreasing by 100, okay? So he's spending 100 every hour. Well, that's a lot of money in it. So this is decreasing. This 70. The first person is spending $75 an hour, and then the second person is spending $100 an hour. What's the difference in the amount that they're spending per hour? What's the difference in the amount that they're spending per hour? $25. That's the difference, okay? The difference that they're spending is $25. They're spending $25 an hour. So now let's see. They're spending $25 per hour. Okay? And it's negative because that's the amount that they're losing. Okay, that's the difference that they're spending. Any questions about what Ms. Reyes is saying? Sorry, y'all. All right, let's go ahead and put this in our folder. Do not forget, please, to watch the homework help video. I will be sending that to you in Remind, and I'll also put it on our Canvas page. Okay, take out the cut paste activity from yesterday. A couple things that I need to remind you of. Some of you, as I was grading some of your work, did not submit this. Stoney did, but Stoney, you submitted this early before we were done with it. Please go back and resubmit. Take a picture of this again and then resubmit it, okay? But you were the only person in here that submitted that assignment. So great job. But go back and take a picture of the whole thing and resubmit. Yes, baby. Okay. Anybody else need this sheet? Okay. Please raise your hand so I can give you that sheet. Let's see. Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to. Give me like a couple minutes, okay? See what she said. You need it too? Also?
I just need the, I have this right here. Are you going to the bedroom?
Oh, okay, that was in yesterday. Oh. Anybody else need it? So you do have it. Yeah. Anybody else? All right, do not forget, the other side that we finished this right here yesterday. So if you did not get a chance to get all of those things in, go back and watch the video from yesterday. Okay? All right, anybody lost? Yes. This on Canvas. I put it in 2 places, and I'll show you where it is because some of you, because it was on last week's page, but I also put it on this week's page. Let me pause this real quickly so I can show. All right, here we go. Let me make my screen a little bigger. The screen is a little small. Okay, so we did this one together on yesterday. Is there anyone that needs to see this one again? Okay, you need to see this one? Say again, you need the sheet? Okay, hold on. Pause again. All right, here I go. I'm gonna explain the second one to you. Yes, babe. Let me see. Yep, that's right. We already did the first one. You didn't do the first one. That's why.
Oh, they glued on. I thought it was.
Yeah, no, we glued these already.
I thought that was like crazy.
No, you're fine. We already glued that. Um, Thank you, Issa, for passing that out. You're gonna watch me do this. When you get your supplies and everything, after I finish explaining it, you can go ahead and cut it. I'll leave it up here so that you can see it. But I really just want you to watch me do this so that you'll understand how. Okay. All right. So the first thing that I want you to do, only cut out one problem at a time because you don't want to get confused about which graphs go with what problem. So I'm just going to cut these out because I'm doing problem number 2. And I'm going to use my scrap paper, the white paper that I gave you, to show my work. Okay? Use the white paper that I gave you to show the work. All right, good folks. Yes. All right, so please make sure you hold on to the white paper because you are going to take a picture of this so that you can submit this with your assignment. Okay?
Because if you just have answers, and this makes me madder than anything when I come around to check homework and you only have the answer written down. Okay? Miss Reyes and I can't do these problems in our head. We have to write it down every day. And I know for a fact that y'all can't either. So that gives me the impression that you've taken someone else's homework and written in the answers.
Or just wrote just the bare minimum of what I did in class for you. Okay. So please show your work. All right. So number 2, look at this. It says, let me try to zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. It says 3 bowling alleys in town charge a flat rental fee for shoes. So you automatically have to pay for the shoes. Okay. So that's going to be your B. Okay. That's your starting amount, the shoe rental. Plus an additional charge per game. That's the slope. So charge per game is going to be the slope. Kylie, you understand what I just said? The starting amount is how much you pay for your shoes, the bowling shoes when you go bowling. That you automatically have to pay that. And then you're going to pay the cost for every single game. That's your rate of change. Does that make sense to you? Okay. All right, so in this problem, it's saying order the bowling alleys in order from least to greatest based on the shoe prices, based on the starting amount. So you're going to find the starting amounts in all these different scenarios and put them in order from least to greatest. Okay, so let's start with Bowling Bonanza. Let's look at that one first. And on my white piece of paper, I'm going to put Bowling Bonanza. Okay, and I'm going to find the starting amount for the table first. I'm finding my Y-intercept. Okay, so let's look at the table. What's the starting amount in this table? What's the starting cost? What's the starting cost in the table? And if you forgot how to find the starting amount in the table, you can look at your notes on page 7. Yes, baby? It's $8. In the table, if you're looking for the starting amount, you always look for where X is equal to 0. X is equal to 0 right here. So my starting cost is going to be $8. That's how much I have to automatically pay. So it's $8 for shoes here. So my B is $8 for Bowling Bonanza. Now I'm going to look at the graph. Okay. Billy's Bowling. So this is another bowling alley. And I'm going to find the starting amount in the graph. Your starting amount in the graph is where the line crosses the y-axis. That's the starting amount. This is the y-axis here. Where does this line cross the y-axis? What's the starting amount in the graph? What's the starting amount in the graph? Yes, $10 there. So your B is $10 here. Very good, babe. That's for Billy Bowling. Billy's Bowling Alley. The starting amount is right here. Do you see where the line crosses the y-axis? So you automatically have to pay that $10. It's $10 for shoes. Okay, that's the starting cost before you can even bowl. The third scenario is a word problem that actually gives you an equation. It says the cost of bowling at Strikers, so let's put Strikers here. Strikers Bowling. Oops, sorry, y'all. Can be represented by the function y is equal to 2x plus 6, where y represents the total cost and x represents the cost of the number of games that are bowled, okay? The number of games that are bowled. That's what that represents. So looking at the equation, y is equal to 2x plus 6. Which one of those numbers is the starting amount? Is it the 2 or is it the 6? What's our y-intercept here? It's 2 or 6? It's the 6. B here is equal to 6. So it costs $6 for the shoes. That's how much you automatically have to pay. So now we're putting them in order from least to greatest. Okay, so which one has the least starting amount? The lowest starting amount is which one? Strikers Bowling is going to go first. So when we're going to put this one first, the equation. That one comes first. Which one comes second? Which one has the... Very good. Bowling, it's all right. Bowling Bonanza. Bonanza. And then last, of course, is Billy. Billy's Bowling Alley costs the most initially, okay? Costs $10 for the shoes. That's a lot of money for some shoes. I know, it really is. That's $10. I never paid $10 for some shoes. They better be some good bowling shoes. And this is the order that we're going to paste it in. It's from least to greatest. Do you see how Miss Reyes showed her work here and labeled that number 2? Please make sure that you do that on your white piece of paper. This is number 2. And now we're going to paste this. We're going to paste this down. I'm going to pause for the calls to give you a chance. Angela is choosing, number 3, is choosing from 3 cell phone companies. Each company charges a flat monthly fee. That's the starting amount. Flat monthly fee. You automatically have to pay that. Plus an additional charge for each text message sent. Thank God they don't really do that. So for every single text message, it's going to be the slope. Got it? Do you understand what I'm saying? So you got a starting amount, how much you automatically have to pay, and for every text message, they're charging you a certain amount. So this is what we're going to do. If Angela sends an average of 1,000 texts per month, rank the cell phone in order from best to worst. So that's going to be from the cheapest to the most expensive. Okay, for 1,000 minutes. All right, so let's cut out number 3. Cut this out. I'm doing one at a time so I don't get the graphs mixed up because it's easy to do that, right? So I'm going to cut problem number 3 out. We'll cut these graphs right here out. Pause for the calls. All right, so now we're going to see which of these scenarios, okay? Which of these scenarios for 1,000, if you have 1,000 minutes, is going to be the cheapest, okay? From the cheapest to the most expensive. So that means that X is equal to 1,000 because X is the number of minutes. So we're going to substitute 1,000 into each of these to see which one is actually the cheapest. So let's look at the first company. It's 5 cents for every single text message. That's my slope. And you automatically have to pay $50. So this is my total amount is going to be equal to my 5 cents. Please write this down. Times 1,000 text messages. And you automatically have to pay the $50. Okay. This is company C. Okay. I don't know why they put C first, right? They should have put A, B, and then C. But whatever. So now we're going to type this in to see what the total amount is. What is Y equal to? So we got 5 cents times 1,000 plus 50. Let's type that in. 5 cents times 1,000, then plus $50. Type that in. Press enter to see what you get for, hey baby, to see what you get for the total amount. What did you get? Did you type it in yet? What'd you get?
Yeah, I did the first one wrong.
Type it in. Come on, y'all. And I typed that in wrong anyway. 0.05 cents, sorry, times 1,000. I don't know what I typed in.
I got 100.
And then plus the $50. This is the right way. I had too many zeros.
I got 100.
Okay, 100. So it's $100 for company C for 1,000 minutes. So now I need to see what it's going to be for company A. And for the life of me, I don't know why they put it this way, but whatever. So now we're looking for what it's going to be for 1,000 text messages. So the graph doesn't go up to 1,000 text messages, so we have to write the equation. So the starting amount, my B is here. The starting amount is going up. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20. This is 25. So B is 25. And now we got to figure out what M is. What's the slope? So we're going to count rise over run. We go up 5 and over, it looks like this is 50. So up 5 and then over 50. So up 5 and over 50. So let's reduce to see how much money this is. What's 5 divided by 50 as a decimal? As a decimal, 5 divided by 50 as a decimal. Okay, so that's 10 cents. Okay, 0.1 is 10 cents. So it's going to be 10 cents for every single text. So how do I write this as a linear equation? Y is equal to what?
10 cent X plus 25.
Very good. So now we're going to substitute. What number are we going to substitute for X again? Come on. What do we do for company C? We're substituting 1,000 text messages. So let's type this in to see what we get. We're going to type in 10 cents times 1,000 messages plus 25. 0.10, that's 10 cents times 1,000 plus, very good. So the amount here is going to be $125 for 1,000 text messages. Okay? So now we have to figure out company, we have to figure out company B now. So let's look at the table. We got to figure out what our M and our B is. Let's start off with the starting amount. What's our starting amount in the table? 30. You see right here where X is equal to 0? This is my starting amount. So you automatically have to pay the $30. Now we need to figure out what M is. What's the amount that it's going up by? So we're going to pick 2 points. And we're going to find the slope by using the slope formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. What 2 points do you want to use in the table? The 2 easiest points, what do you think?
0, 30, 138.
Very good. Okay. So this is x1, y1, x2, y2. And let's substitute these numbers into the formula. So what are we going to subtract on the top? What minus what?
38 minus 30.
38 minus 30. And what are we going to subtract on the bottom? 100 minus 0. So on the top, what's 38 minus 30? 8. And on the bottom, what's 100 minus 0? So now we need to figure out the money here. So we got to type in 8 divided by 100. Sorry, y'all. How much money is 8 divided by? It's 8 cents. Yep. So that's 0.08. So it's 8 cents per text. So how do you write that as an equation? Y is equal to what?
8 cent x plus 30.
Very good. 8 cent x plus 30.
Yes, do you have scissors?
I do. Look in that bag that's there. Yeah. There you go, baby. So now what are we going to plug in for X like we did with the other ones? 1,000. We'll see how much it costs for 1,000 text messages. So we got 8 cents times 1,000 text messages. It's 8 cents for every text message plus the automatic fee of $30. So let's type that in to see how much money that is. 8 cents. It's 0.08 times 1,000. Then plus 30. How much money? Go ahead. $110. Oops, I messed up on that one, y'all. I didn't type in enough zeros. Times 1,000 plus 30. That's $110. So now we're putting this in order from least to greatest because we want the best rate. Which one of these is the best rate? Company C is the best. So that's going to go first. So we got company C is first. That's the cheapest. Company C is the cheapest. Okay, then what's the next to the cheapest? Company B is the next to the cheapest. That's with the table. And then, of course, the last is company A. Taylor, you okay with that, baby? Okay. Make sure that you paste it down in that order. Jeremy, you okay, babe? Make sure you paste this stuff down. You put all your stuff away. Don't put everything away. Come on. Do as best as you can, honey. All right, I'm going to pause. Make sure you have enough time to write this stuff down in that order. Did everybody get this written? This is number 3. We did company C was first, company B is second, and company A is the more expensive one. So this is the cheapest, then company B is the second cheapest, and company A is the most expensive. And I'll pause for the calls. Okay, let's look at number 4 now. All right. Number 4 says 3 trampoline parks in town charge an initial sign-up fee. So you got a fee for signing up. That's automatically what you have to pay. That's the starting amount. That's your B. plus an additional monthly fee. So you have to pay every single month. That's the rate of change. Order the trampoline parks in order from least to greatest based on the monthly fee. So the rate of change. Which rate of change is from the smallest to the largest? So we're going to be looking at these. It's problem 4. Finding the slopes of each of these and putting them in order from least to greatest. Got it? Okay. So let's do number 4. This is problem number 4. Okay, please write this down. We're doing Sky High Park first. So we're finding the slope of the table. To find the slope of the table, you pick 2 good points and you use the slope formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? What 2 points from the table would you like to use? The 2 easiest points. Very good, baby. 0, 10, and 240. 2 and 40. Okay? So now we're going to label our points. This is x2, y2. This is I'm sorry. Lord, this is the first point. I'm sorry, y'all. She's losing it. First point, second point. Jalen, you okay? You okay, Jaden? Are you writing this stuff down? Come on. What's wrong? You okay? You know I can't hear you. What's wrong? You fine? Okay. All right, so what are we going to put on the top? What minus what? Thank you, Miss Moore. 40 minus 10. What are we going to put on the bottom?
2 minus 0.
2 minus 0. Okay, so what does that give me on the top?
30.
That gives you 30 on the top, and what on the bottom?
2.
2. So when you divide, what does that give you?
15.
That's $15. Okay, so that's going to be $15 a month. Yes, baby. I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, what does it have to do? What do you want me to do, honey? Yeah, I guess so. All right, so let's do juvenile. Shh, I'll leave him alone. All right, so now we're going to find the slope of the graph, okay? And it's jump reveal. That's what it looks like, isn't it? Is that jump?
You say yeah,
Yeah, because I couldn't see the word. I think I'm losing my vision a little bit. I hope not, but it feels like I am. All right, so let's do, when you find the slope of the line, that's rise over run. So you're going to count. You're going to pick 2 points and you're going to count. Remember, rise is your up and down. Run is your left to right. So we're going to pick 2 points. So we got this point right here. And we're going to pick another good point. We can choose this point right here. This is at 1 and up. This is 25. How much is it going up by? Halfway. That's 12.5. So it's going up by 12.5 every single time. So we got from here to here is 12.5. So we got 12.5 and it's over 1. So it's going up by 12.50 every single time. So we got M here is equal to $12.50. Ms. Reyes, how did you figure that out? Because half of 25 is 12.50. Okay, so it's going up by 12.50 every single month. Okay, so it's $12.50 for this company, and it's Jumpville, I guess. The last company, the Trampoline Town membership, they said the cost of the Trampoline Town membership plan can be represented by this equation. Okay. The equation here is y is equal to 12x plus 20. We're looking for the rate of change here. What's my m in this equation? 12. So this one is going to be $12. So we're going to put it in order from least to greatest. Which one is the smallest amount? The trampoline town is the cheapest. It has the cheapest rate. What's the next to the cheapest? The Jumpville has the next to the cheapest rate. And then, of course, the last is going to be the Sky High Park. Okay? So that's the order that we're pasting it in. We're going to paste down the trampoline park, trampoline town first. This one. Then we're going to paste the Jumpville second. And then the last we're going to paste down is the Sky High Park. Yeah, baby.
You know, it makes it look the Sky High Park more expensive.
Yeah, it does, because it seems the most fun, isn't it?
I mean, that and also the price is just sky high.
Yeah, that too. All right, let's put our calculators back. Let's put our calculators back, please. The supplies we're going to put in the bags on the table. If you're absorption, you can go ahead and exit. Absorption students can go ahead and exit. All right, I'm going to stop the video. Please watch it if you need some extra help, if you didn't get what I was saying, okay? Ask questions.